Last week, we talked about the efficiencies of cryptocurrency and how it's highly efficient with no holes in the bucket. Today, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency and the blockchain and lay out some advantages to using a new platform that's highly secure, social media, and outward bound um, marketing platform called Markethive. Stay tuned.
From Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, Financial Freedom Radio starts now. Here's your host, Raymond Jewell.
Welcome to financialfreedomradio.com. I want to thank you all for coming. We're going to continue our interview with the CEO of Markethive, Tom Prendergast, and we're going to talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain and how Markethive, the new social media platform, is highly efficient in its own right. And so we're going to roll that video and then we'll come back at the end.
There's going to be ancillary businesses being built up around Markethive using Markethive coin, MHV. We're working on it right now. You and I have talked about it. I'm going to develop a product that's going to go through Markethive exclusively and allow people to purchase it with Markethive coin. And then it will come to me. I'll convert it to cash and I'll pay the vendor, and then I'll take the Markethive coin and put it back in my stash. If you look at all these platforms, ancillary businesses have cropped up all around them. And so, do you think LinkedIn wants to lose their platform? No, there's too many businesses out there wrapped around LinkedIn. I've got one of them called Linked Helper, which allows me to go through LinkedIn and automatically develop first connections. There's going to be other, that's going to drive the value of the Markethive coin up even higher. And it starts to become a snowball rolling downhill. And man, oh man, this thing gets traction, because it hadn't even gotten traction yet. It's just coming out of beta. So anyway, when it comes out, that takes time for that to catch on. And so you've got movement going right now, and coming into the wallet is a big move.
Oh, it's going to be very much of a catalyst to the increasing our growth.
And the Cardano chain is a big move.
Well, moving on to Cardano is really kind of advanced thinking, because not everybody really understands the absolute power that Cardano represents. The guy that's developed Cardano, he's created it 3 times and tossed it and rebuilt it. He was the lead developer in Ethereum. And so he knows all the bottlenecks and everything in Ethereum, and he's written the code so those bottlenecks don't exist. So like transactions are 100,000 times faster. The magnitude of what you can do is just unbelievable, and the cost of transactions is minuscule, and you actually get paid to use it. So we're forking off of Cardano. So our blockchain will be just like Litecoin is forked off of Bitcoin and Dogcoin's forked off of Bitcoin. Markethive will be forked off of Cardano. So our wallet will be designed from forking from their technology. I mean, our first level of our wallet is basically going to be to allow you to send Markethive coin to any exchange that carries our coin, and to be able to buy coin from any exchange and send it back into Markethive. That's our first level wallet. But come August, when they start to release the level of their smart contracts that are built into the Cardano, then we're going to be able to do we're going to be able to give you an app that you download onto your phone, your tablet, your computer, that will do your 2FA. It'll do your KYC. And when it does your KYC, all the documentation, private material that's yours will be held in your blockchain that's controlled by your encryption. So when you're the only one who has access to that data. So when you log into Markethive, Markethive will say, oh, they got the encryption key from doing that. So we're going to take the encryption key, let them log in. We're going to make a new encryption key and give it back to them. So the next time they log in, the key is different. We couldn't do this with any other blockchain. Only Cardano will allow us to do this. Cardano will allow us to create a blockchain that will control our data chain, our distributed data. And that is something no other social network has been able to achieve. Because, I mean, seriously, a social network like ours has massive amounts of video, massive audio, massive images, massive content and data. And when you got hundreds of millions of people using it, you're looking at hundreds of billions to the 10th power trillions in data. And there is not one facility that can handle that. But what can handle it is 10,000 clouds that are all connected together in this gigantic, kind of like an inner blockchain of content and data, a data chain. And that's what we're building. And we can't build that without Cardano. We couldn't build it with Ethereum. And so we've been preparing everything to get to the point where we could do this.
Right.
With great concern, because Ethereum, a transaction could cost you $90 to $200.
Right.
The same thing on Cardano is like 3 cents. And so you have 10,000 coins you want to send to the exchange, you're going to lose 300 of those coins or 400 of those coins because of the fees of Ethereum. We won't have that issue. And pooling on the Cardano, we'll be able to take our coins and everybody will be able to pool them together and be able to stake at a higher rate. So keeping your coins in Markethive, you'll actually be producing coins right out of the blockchain.
Yeah,
So
and look what Cardano's doing. There's a term in economics called creative destruction. You're creatively destructing the social media industry and then some. And what they're doing is they're taking that blockchain, if they're charging 3 cents versus $30 or whatever it is, they're creatively destructing the Ethereum model.
Well, it overcomes the loyalty factor.
Right.
I'm not going to be loyal to you. You're costing me $30,000 a month. When over here, I could do the same thing even faster for $30. I'm not loyal to that.
Right.
And that's what Charles was talking about in his last article. Is this loyalty factor is what's going to strip all of Ethereum's business, because the cost is going to so seriously less.
But look at what that's doing for the Markethive people. It's creating more efficiency.
Oh yeah.
Because
as we build,
keep patching those holes in the bucket, and I hate to be simplistic, but people get this. When you patch those holes in a bucket and you're constantly looking to patch the holes in the bucket, you're highly efficient. And the more efficient you are, the more money the consumer has.
Right.
The more wealth the consumer has.
Then you take into the consideration our other token, which is the ILP. And that's one of the powerful things about the Entrepreneur One, is because you earn 1/10 of an ILP. Basically, that ILP is like a loan. It's a debt instrument. Now, once we get onto the Cardano chain in August, when they launched their smart contracts, the way that ILP will work is the whole entire system will know how much it's making profit-wise. We won't be involved in it. It'll say, okay, Markethive has increased profitability, or its net worth has increased. Its net income has gone up $400 million. It'll automatically know what that 20% is. It'll automatically put that Markethive coin into your account based on how many ILPs you have. It'll just automatically happen. So not only do you have coins that are increasing in value, you have a system that's increasing your coins. And there isn't really anything in the world like this. This is a unique concept where if you own the ILP tokens, they're producing for you, like we call it, the golden goose. Like Bitcoin is the gold. You got gold with Bitcoin. You got gold with Markethive coin. And the gold goes up in value, but whenever you spend it, you have less coin. The ILP is going up in value, but it's producing more coins that are going up in value. So it is a function that will not be available to everybody forever. When we first started out, we made these ILPs available to people as an early adopter, and supporter of
Right.
what we are doing. And so you can ride along with us. And when we become a multi-billion, trillion-dollar company, those ILPs will be precious.
Yeah. Well, there again, it's efficiency. So not only, and I wasn't even talking about the ILP, I was talking about the coin, the crypto coin, Markethive coin. Add the ILP into the mix, and you've got another use factor, use and growth factor, because the value of it is determined by the popularity of the platform, and the people. But well, they can't buy into it because it's going to be done. And so when you've got somebody holding that, that becomes incredible value. And that can create an inflation upcycle if people want to pay more for it because of its value. But why in the world would anybody sell it? Just keep willing it to your family because it's got use and growth simultaneously. Look at all these wealthy people years ago in the Gilded Age. They kept giving their homes to their kids because back then they had no taxes. And inflation wasn't really an issue. They just made tons of money. And they didn't have any holes in the bucket. So they could live a good life. And when you look at how they live and how the economy is moving today to be highly efficient, it's bringing back, people are going to be able to live like, if you have, and I tell this, if you're only making $30,000 a year, you can live an amazing life if you have no inefficiencies.
Yeah.
And Markethive coin has no inefficiencies. And I tried to explain it by going back and explaining using economics and stories and background to understand holes in the bucket and all that. But I hope people are getting it because you've got a platform that's highly efficient. But I just want to stress that MHV is a highly unique, efficient platform. Couple that with the ILP, oh my God, why wouldn't anybody do this? If they're not, and in that article I wrote, and correct me if I'm wrong, I said that if you, once the wallet comes out, they can't do it. So they need to get in now, but you're going to run a period of time. If you're not in it now, you can get in it. I ended up in it for the last 3 years. But so I've got a little lost opportunity cost to overcome. If you get in it now and the wallet is right around the corner, then you'll be able to take out whatever you need to fund your $100 a month.
Oh yeah, it won't be very long. Once the wallet comes out, the Entrepreneur One program will be self-funding.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of the Entrepreneur One program was to get us to this point. That's why we're not going to make it available for new accounts once the wallet launches, because now we're on the exchanges. The coin has now created its equilibrium, what its value is, and now we have a new economy for running Markethive. We don't need the old economy anymore. We don't need credit cards running to give us the revenue to keep the company rolling. Once we get the wallet in place and we're on the exchanges and the equilibrium occurs, we don't need that anymore. Now we have the new economy, so we shut off any more new Entrepreneur One upgrades, and we shut off any more ILPs being bought because we don't need that anymore. We've passed on into the next level. The next lever has flipped, and then we go into kind of like a hyper growth, because then all of our focus is on the negotiations. For instance, the negotiations of the coin. Now it's on the exchange, it's got a value, it's growing, it's stable. So we go to somebody like Cointelegram. Now they have a great press release system there, and they are one of the highest ranked publishers in this industry. So we go to them and say, hey, look, we'd like to negotiate with you some advantages for you if you accept the Markethive coin to pay for your press releases, to pay for your banner ads, to pay for your services. This is what Binance did.
All right.
Binance went and negotiated using our coin. There's a discount. We got advantages for you to use it. So they got third parties using it and accepting it for payment of certain services. By them doing that, 3 years ago when they came out, their coin was 11 cents. It's now approaching $500-$600 a coin because of the fact that there's no overhead to what they do. It's your terms. It is extremely efficient, and there's no holes in it. Well, you look at what they've done, and compared to what we're doing, our factor is a million times greater what we're doing than what Binance did.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you now you're talking about ancillary markets being built up around Markethive.
Yeah.
Because that in turn drives the value. Because let's say a press release starts doing really well and people want more of them. This thing's got tentacles into infinity.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
it keeps me awake at night.
It's got so much going on. I get flustered, and not a lot does that.
Markethive is an incredible culture, and it's very divine in its purpose and in its function. The way that things have come to me, like the ILP. It's like last year, the beginning of the summer last year, I told Douglas, I said, Douglas, I have bad feelings about Amazon and Microsoft, and I don't want our system to be at risk because they have control over us because our clouds are there. Let's find another place where we can go buy our own servers, co-host them in a small facility and create our own clouds and start distributing them out. And then boom, in November, October, November, when Amazon and all the cancel culture things started happening and all of the kicking people off of systems and stuff started to occur. It's like, wow, that's really amazing that we have that foresight to see that coming.
I wrote a book called Why the Rich Are Rich, and it talks about imaging and visualization. Wealthy people for one group, but then you've got the Edisons and that group. They call them dreamers, but they're imaging and visualization. Einstein visualized, and you ready for this? Riding on light waves. And what did he come up with? E equals MC squared. And in that book, Why the Rich Are Rich, you can get it at whythericharerich.com. It talks about the different levels of imaging and visualization, and that creates wealth. There's power in imaging and visualization. Markethive coin came from imaging and visualization and the market giving you input. It came from all the places, but you've gone a step further because you've taken that Markethive coin and you've built it on an efficient blockchain. You're giving away the ILPs, which will end, and you're much more. You're further ahead than what's out there, like Bitcoin and all that. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. That's all you got to get. It's black and white. It's on the blockchain, but Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and it's only going to have its value. And when Satoshi,
Nakamoto,
when that was developed, it was just for the security of Bitcoin. Now it was his reaction.
Further. It was his reaction to the too big to fail recession we had in 2008. What he did was an exact reaction to what the banks did. So he built a system that was for the common guy and gal.
And you reacted to that.
Yeah. And so
you've taken it a step further.
When that happened, I realized, because I've been doing this for a long time, so I really have gotten what I've had for the last 20 some years is massive amounts of subscribers that I could actually absorb their experience and where most of them are at, and they are overwhelmed. I don't care. A 15-year-old all the way to an 80-year-old are overwhelmed by the massive amount of things that you need to do in the world today on the internet when it comes to technology to be able to actually build a business. So we created a turnkey system in Markethive that allows the person, they don't have to know all of that stuff. They can just come in and go to our little counter and say, oh, I want this, and I want that, and I want that. They plug them in over here, flip the switch, and boom, they're in business. We've simplified it. So all that complexity and sophistication is evident inside of Markethive, but the interface, we keep building an interface that becomes more and more psychologically efficient and easy to grasp it. Because if you have to explain something to somebody and it takes you 30 minutes or an hour to explain a 5-minute process, then your process is not done. It's not good.
Hope you enjoyed the show and the interview with Tom Prendergast, the CEO of Markethive. If you want to experience the platform, it's free. Just go to raymondjewell.com/Markethive and you can go in and sign up, get to use it. It's got all sorts of marketing tools that you can use. You'll probably save a couple $1,000 or just using the marketing tools. But anyway, the interview, hope you enjoyed it. And I want to thank you all for coming and downloading and passing on to your friends the link, Financial Freedom Radio. We live off referrals. And please go to youtube.com/Mark Financial Freedom Radio. Sorry, guys. Anyway, thank you all for coming. Have a great weekend. Take care. God bless.
Thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe to the podcast. If you want to learn how to create real sustainable wealth like the extremely rich people do, or maybe you just want to sustain the wealth you already have, you need to check out Dr. Ray's new book, Why the Rich Are Rich. Ray's been coaching clients for 35 years and has completely unlocked the secret strategies that rich people use day in and day out to grow and sustain their wealth regardless of what's going on in the economy. His book is completely free, and you can get it by going to whythericharerich.com and entering your email address. Again, that's whythericharerich.com. Head over there now.